Hi, Geminis. For most of you, this is your birth month, so happy birthday. Although I know some of you started your birthday the last week in May. Okay, so let's see what's going to be happening for you in the month of June. I have a King of Pentacles. I have an Eight of Pentacles. Now, Gemini's your air signs, and those are represented by swords, but so far lots of pentacles. Well, here's a sword. We have a Page of Swords reversed. We have a Knight of Wands. We have a Three of Wands. We have a Three of Swords. Very interesting. There's Death, and this card has been making quite the appearance in everybody's spread so far. This is Page of Pentacles reversed. And then I have a Nine of Cups. Now we'll pull the outcome card after the main reading. Whoa. Pentacles for everybody. So far, I've done Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. And Pentacles have been making quite the appearance in everyone's tarot readings for some reason. Pentacles represent the material world, the real life, money and prosperity in our homes and our families. And all I can think of is that maybe this year it's been a little bit turbulent, the last month. Okay, so Gemini, let's look at your past influences. You have two Pentacles. You have a King of Pentacles here and an Eight of Pentacles. And this is about the material world. But you have this sword here, this Page of Swords. And swords represent air, which are, of course, your element. Whenever we get a sword, we're looking at communication. When we look at a page, we're looking at messages of truth. But this is also about, it can be about meetings. It can be about things that are delayed. So, looking at this in reverse next to these two Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the ruler of wealth. He masters the material world. And then we have Eight of Pentacles, which is about work, working on projects. From the relationship aspect, some of you Geminis are probably dealing with someone who's very practical, yet emotionally detached. And it feels as if this Eight of Pentacles is indicating that someone is moving forward. They want to have things their way. Eight of Pentacles is a productive card, but it's also about making things work, problem solving. And Pentacles are also a very slow energy. So if you are connected to someone who might actually be an earth sign, you're probably experiencing this person going about things in their own way. You're probably a little bit quicker. Air signs are always quick on their feet. They're always thinking. So from a relationship aspect, there's a little bit of push and pull here. But this Page of Swords reversed indicates that on your part, and as far as your energy, you might be a little bit frustrated with this person and that they're not moving as quickly as you would want them to. When we go to your present influences, now we have Wands. And we have a Knight of Wands here. Knights are about action, and knights are about change. So whenever you see a knight, whether it's a Knight of Wands or Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Swords or any other element, we're looking at some type of change or transformation. And this Three of Wands, once again, 3 is a magical number because it's about two forces creating a third force. Three of Wands is about positive expectations, waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for the success, waiting for everything that you've worked for. And then once again, Swords for you. This Three of Swords, this is the card of heartbreak and disappointment, but it's also about healing. Healing from a wound, healing from the pain. And so I get a sense that in the material world, as far as relationships, living together, communicating, being together, you've had a lot of frustration. Some of you probably had a lot of frustration about the pace of the relationship and where it's going. Wands are very, very quick, probably quicker than Swords. And so once again, we try to fast forward. We want to get to the good parts right away in the relationship. We want things to speed up. We're making plans. And I see this clash of energies between the slowness of the Pentacles, the speediness of the Wands, and then once again, your energy, you're dealing with this disappointment. Maybe you're trying to speed things up, or you want to move forward, but you keep running into obstacles with this person, and you keep running into frustration and disappointment. Okay. When we get to the future, you have Death, and then you have a Page of Pentacles reversed. You have two pages that are both reversed. We know that Death is about closure, okay, the ending, but then there's a resurrection after that. But then you have a Page of Pentacles that's reversed, and pages being messengers. Maybe you're getting the wrong message. Maybe there's a wrong perception, not just you, but I think it has a lot to do with these Pentacles up here, the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, where someone is reacting negatively to maybe you closing out the relationship or you walking away. It could also mean that the person with the Pentacles energy, they're going into reversal. And so if we have closure, if we have maybe someone who wants to break up and they're not acting rationally, they're not being open anymore, that certainly could be the case with that Page of Pentacles. I always see the Page of Pentacles as the reality check card. Okay. And sometimes when this is reversed, someone is not thinking clearly. They're not looking at things from a grounded sense, a grounded position. And then the interesting thing is that now you have this Nine of Cups. This is the wish card. This is the card where wishes come true whenever you see it. But it's also about being content, being generous. And so after this chaos with Death in the Page of Pentacles, where someone might be pulling back, they might be reacting negatively, suddenly we have this generosity and this emotional openness. But it can also mean a little bit of selfishness, because you see that this woman, she has all the cups. She has everything she wants. Okay. The Nine of Cups is about prosperity. It's about contentment. You have everything you want and you don't necessarily need anything else. And so the best way I can describe these cards in your future is that this death, this closure, this ending, with this negative pentacle energy with this person. There's going to be a little bit of breathing room. There's going to be a little bit of happiness here. This is probably, it could also mean a makeup. You know, you had a big argument, but you will be able to resolve your differences. Okay. You will be able to work things out. You will be able to come to an emotional understanding of how you two feel. So I get a sense in your future that there's going to be a little bit of drama with this death card here, and it's going to reverse the energy of someone you care about. And remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who has earth, who's an earth sign as a sun sign. It could be someone who has maybe a Taurus or a Capricorn or Virgo in next to the planet of Venus. So just a reminder that we're more than our sun signs. Our energies and our elements are much more complex than we think. But with these pentacles, I do see a little bit of push and pull with the wands. I also see you being very frustrated with the swords energy, especially with the Page of Swords reversed. And so this Nine of Cups indicates that this push-pull, this conflict, the frustration, there seems to be a little bit of emotional resolution that will come after all of that. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull the outcome card. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'm going to cut the cards and see what comes up. Okay, we have the Tower reversed. It's a major arcana card. And the interesting thing is the Tower is also about change, very much like the card Death. This is about tearing down of egos, tearing down of things that are not good for you. Okay. Usually when the Tower happens, it's because there's a big crisis that comes out of nowhere, and all your plans are just thrown out the window. Everything that you had expectations for just come to a screeching halt, and you have to start over. Now this is reversed in your outcome. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that you can breathe a sigh of relief and say, oh wow, I am so happy I avoided that. That's not necessarily the case. It's more about a little bit of more trauma and frustration. It's not complete destruction, but it seems that there's still a little bit of friction that still remains after the Tower. And it could also indicate just big issues with communication. The Tower is actually referencing, and a lot of the tarot actually references biblical stories. The Tower references the Tower of Babel, and people were coming together to build this tower in order to reach heaven. And you know, it was sort of like this big altar. You know, they wanted to build something that would be grand, that would sort of elevate them above God. And so as this biblical story goes, what happened is that God struck down, he stopped the project by making people talk in different languages. And they couldn't understand each other, so they couldn't continue to work. Because they were all speaking different languages, all of a sudden fights break out, There's a complete stop in building this tower. There are misunderstandings. And so the tower ends up not being built. It ends up being destroyed because people cannot communicate. And so that's kind of the aspect of the tower. And you see this crown being knocked off the tower here. So when this is in reverse, there will still be a little bit of clash of egos. And perhaps going back to that Nine of Cups, we're also looking at people needing to have their own way, people wanting to have happiness, to find a common ground, to find an emotional connection. And I feel like that can still happen here, but this tower is indicating that things will still be a little bit rocky. And I also feel that death is an indication in your future that, yes, there will be maybe some project or some goal or best laid plans that will not work out the way you or your partner intended to. And this other person might not be as happy as you. Okay? So there might still be a little bit of resentment because you two have to come together and decide what you both want. And maybe this other person simply wants to do things their way. But also I get a sense of this person wanting to have the relationship on their own terms. So that was your reading, Gemini. But if you have any concerns, you can always request a reading from me. I want to thank everybody for your support, as always, every month. I appreciate the comments that I'm reading on YouTube. And I want to also remind you that I'm offering the relationship energy reading, and it's become actually my most popular reading. And it looks at the energies between you and a particular person to see where the relationship's going, what's going on with the relationship in the present. How does this person feel about you? So go to my website, tarotbyaire.com, and check it out. And I wish you all a happy birthday. And I will see you on YouTube. And I look forward to reading for you next month. Take care.